to your gorgeous, comfy chairs. We're going to talk a little bit about the hardware, the arms, the legs, and how you can mix them all together, what you're looking for when you're shopping for a gorgeous chair.
Yeah, and so often we start with the sofa, right? Because it's where most of us are going to get our maximum comfort, and you buy the sofa that's super comfortable, but then the chair is the really fun part. So when I'm working with clients, I will frequently start with chairs.
Oh, you do?
Because they have a little pizzazz often, you know? So this is kind of a standard chair. This is a transitional piece. It looks traditional by today's standards, but you can tell that the leg is simple and straight, kind of a Parsons style leg, which makes it contemporary. It's got some nice nail head trim to it.
I love.
Really pretty, and I like that it's subtle. You don't want that really bright, shiny brass or bright, shiny chrome. That really distracts. A comfortable arm, and you're going to notice nowadays most sofas and chairs don't have those huge, oversized arms that we used to have because they just take up too much room.
Yeah.
So this is a really solid piece. A lot of people would have probably something that looks similar to this at home already.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the finishes on it,
So
though.
now, how do you mix something like this? You've got these traditional legs, and beside it, you've got legs that are much more modern, much more contemporary. And also the arm, when you look at the velvet, the blue velvet arm that you see here, it's got a nice swirl to it. It's got a beautiful back. I would say these two chairs are not great, not great mates, not great companions. They're both beautiful on their own, but not great companions. The other thing to think about, and this is way more important than you probably think it is, but seat heights really matter. So often people have a sofa that's really low, and then they get a very high chair, and anybody who sits in the chair just looks down on you.
Yes.
And it makes them feel huge. So it is really important. You can just see visually that these two seat heights aren't the same.
Right, one's
so
a little bit
they're not
higher.
going to work together. So it's really important to always measure the seat height.
What are you looking at to see? Are you looking at the shape? This one's more rounded. That one has more, clean lines.
That I like. I like mixing the square and the round a little bit. Nothing's worse than when every single thing in the room is curved.
Yeah,
it's completely uncomfortable, or everything in the room is super straight. And for people like me who are just like just a teeny bit OCD, my inclination is everything is just a little, It's so funny. The other night, I'll show you some other chairs. I went for dinner at a friend's, and she had a placemat that had curvy edges, and I spent the entire night trying to straighten the placemat to the wide. Anyway, she's like, "Are you okay?"
You're never coming over.
Nobody invites me. It's so sad. So look at this beautiful chair. It's got the curves too, which is wonderful, makes it a little bit feminine. But when you look at the legs and the arms, they're very architectural, very handsome. So it's a nice balanced chair. This chair makes a statement. So when you have a chair that makes a statement, you don't want a sofa that makes a statement. Decide what's going to be the scene stealer in the room.
Yeah.
This chair would be the scene stealer. So it makes it a really good choice if you want to have a little drama or excitement in the room.
Nice.
Pretty
hot. Very good point there.
Now you were trying this chair out.
I was, so it swivels, which is always nice to take into consideration.
We just put 2 of these chairs in a client's house in front of a fireplace.
Nice.
Wonderful if you have an open concept space where you've got a living room on one side, dining room maybe on the other. If you're having a party, it allows people to talk to whomever is on either side of the room.
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind with swivel chairs, make sure your end table, if you have an end table beside them, super solid and sturdy.
Right.
Right? If it isn't, your friend in her enthusiasm may swing over and the end table and the red wine goes flying across the room. So you need a really solid marble or petrified wood end table. But I love the handsome, the darkness of it, the black velvet is beautiful. The shape of the arm, it's really surprisingly comfortable, and that swivel is such a nice feature.
Do you know what this would go well with? Would this go well with, sort of a more clean-lined, simple chair?
Well, what's nice about this chair, you've got the skirt to the floor, so you don't see the legs, so it will go with other pieces that have legs, which is nice. And in our case, my client already had a big sectional sofa that was kind of transitional, and this worked really, really well. Now, the other chairs in the room, you don't want to have, you wouldn't do the blue velvet, because again, that's another scene stealer with that shape of the arm. But the chair on the end would look great with it.
Got it.
So think of allowing yourself to have one thing that's going to really steal everybody's attention.
You've got to ask yourself, who's the star in this room?
That's right. That's right.
We're in trouble, right? Question right now.
All of our furniture is super neutral and boring. That's the truth.
For me, I know in our living room, it's the sofa that wins.
Yeah.
The sofa wins.
So
like,
there
it's
you
the
go.
one with all the cute detail, and then everything else is just a little bit more subtle.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, I went to LT, and you guys, a lot of you have been to LT already.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 different pieces of furniture to look at. So when you're just starting out, you might want to start with the chairs. Go somewhere like that. Find something that you fall in love with, and then build the room around it.
Totally.
Versus the other way.
And get a designer, right, Kimberly?
Get a designer. You know how we feel
They'll
about that.
help you source.
Actually, if you're thinking of what to give people for the holidays, give them a designer. That would be so good. It'd be great.
What a great present.
It's important to keep us off the streets and employed. And look at this chair. Isn't this so handsome? It's got these wide metal arms. I love the yellow gold and that antique brass finish. Now, one thing I will say, when I was sitting in it, I have my wedding ring on, and I was ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
So you might, want to make people wear gloves if they sit in that chair.
Very nice. This is beautiful.
Stunning.
This is the scene stealer.
Yeah, that's a scene stealer.
Right?
Right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to break. We've got more coming up.